attracting foreign investment aimed at driving the state's economic growth. During a visit to the United States Embassy in Abuja, Governor Aiyedatiwa engaged officials on the numerous investment opportunities available within Ondo State. He highlighted key strategic projects including a proposed deep sea port, a petrochemical hub, and an oil refinery within state free trade zone. He emphasized the potential in agriculture and agro-business sectors, inviting U.S. investors to support these initiatives. The governor noted that the deep sea port project would alleviate congestion at Lagos, Apapa, and Tinkan ports, leveraging on those strategic coastal locations to become a significant hub for international maritime trade. Governor Aiyedatiwa also revealed that his administration has signed memorandum of understanding with more than 5 major local and foreign investors over the past 6 months, underscoring the growing business confidence in the state. Reacting, the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, commended Ondo State's effort in improving ease of doing business and enhancing security, both critical factors for attracting investment. He further disclosed that Ondo has more recommended to U.S. investors as a prime location for business ventures within Nigeria. Meanwhile, Governor Aiyedatiwa has reassured of his administration's support for agroforestry practices and forestry restoration. The governor also commended President Bola Tinubu for approving a draft bill for the establishment of the National Cocoa Management Board to regulate and promote sustainable growth in cocoa subsector at the official inauguration of the State Strategic Committee for European Union Deforestation-Free Regulation Compliance. The governor charged stakeholders to work towards aligning the state cocoa sector with emerging global standards. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the European Union's regulation is expected to come into force on December 13, 2025.
The Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office in Akure hosted stakeholders in the agriculture sector for the official inauguration of the Ondo State Strategic Committee for European Union Deforestation-Free Regulation (EUDR) compliance. The presence of Governor Dr. Aiyedatiwa, who doubles as the chairman of the committee, underlined the significance of the event. Welcoming dignitaries, the State Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Leye Akinyola, lauded the governor's commitment to safeguarding the state's cocoa industry. He said the committee will have regular interface while expressing optimism that with the cooperation of members, the state could achieve in 90 days what other countries like Cameroon achieved in 4 years.
For us to increase our revenue, our hands was doing on there, and this committee is we have to be on our toes. If possible, we meet every week, physically and visually, so that what Cameroon has achieved probably for almost 1 year now, we have 90 days to achieve. And I believe with the support of Mr. Governor, we are going to achieve that.
Other speakers, including the National President of the Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria, Adeola Adegoke, emphasized the importance of producing deforestation-free cocoa to protect the environment, secure global market access, and sustain the livelihood of farmers. He urged stakeholders to embrace agroforestry and data-driven mapping systems already initiated by exporters to ensure compliance with the European Union regulation.
What we need is to save the economy of our farmer, save the economy of the cocoa of the stakeholder, save the economy of the state, so that we don't become the ones in new values. We have saved the economy, we have saved what almost cocoa can play. So the essence of it is to make sure that cocoa innovation is being regarded as cocoa produced without involving deforestation. So what CUDI says is that when you are putting your cocoa in the international market, it is regarded as deforestation free.
So this is the first place
to put on this type of committee, and for us to have governor on seat
Governor Aiyedatiwa, who doubles as chairman of the committee, tasked members to ensure broad consultations with stakeholders and develop strategies that will position Ondo Cocoa for global competitiveness. Aiyedatiwa acknowledged exporters and processors who have already invested in polygon mapping, agroforestry practices, and sustainability programs in preparation for the EUDR deadline, assuring of his administration support for agroforestry practices and forestry restoration. The governor also commended President Bola Tinubu for approving a draft bill for the establishment of the National Cocoa Management Board to regulate and promote sustainable growth in the cocoa subsector.
All of us, including myself as the chairman, with a crucial responsibility to ensure that the committee comes up with actions that will involve roundtable discussions to bring together involved stakeholders, MPs, cocoa farmers, community associations, exporters, processors, and development partners to propel strategic action to be taken as part of our readiness to meet the EUDR and implication, so that stakeholders will be better equipped and positioned to navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by this regulation. Now I inaugurate the committee on the compliance to the EUDR regulation to ensure that our cocoa can be traded even before the deadline, which is 30th of December 2025. We are hereby inaugurated.
The European Union's regulation is expected to come into force on December 30th, 2025. Wahab Bankole, OSRC.
Ahead of the 2027 general elections, 2 members of the Ondo State House of Assembly have officially defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. The announcement was made when their letters of defection were read on the floor of the House during plenary session. Assembly correspondent Omoshiliola Adesoya Ajayi now reports.
The lawmakers, Afe Felix representing Akoko Northwest Constituency 2 and Tope Agbulu representing Akoko Southwest Constituency 2, conveyed their decision in separate letters addressed to the Speaker of the House, which were read by the clerk Benjamin Jayola during plenary.
With the letter of Honorable Felix Afe, titled Resignation of my membership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The matter is Dawson. The above captioned subject matter refers I write to formally tender my resignation from the People's Democratic Party with immediate effect. I, Honorable Dr. Akin Agbulu, member representing Akoko Southwest Constituency 2, hereby tender my resignation from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. This decision follows extensive consultations with my constituents.
Citing reasons ranging from alignment with developmental agenda of the ruling party to irreconcilable differences within their previous party, both lawmakers expressed confidence that their defection would better position them to serve their constituents.
Come to this chamber, which is PDP, having a lot of problem, which shall not be solved till today. In view of that, and you know, there's going to be in another 8 months, we are going to another joining of a political system. For past almost 3 months, I've been trying to do a wider consultation within my ward, my constituents, so that I can able to let my leader and that my local government and my constituency to know that this where I'm running to.
Personal reflection, like I said in the letter, And as a result of the series of internal crises in the party, that is why I consulted with my people at home, with my constituents, and I gave them my decision.
The Speaker, Olamide Oladiji, acknowledged receipt of the letters and assured the House of his commitment to upholding democratic principles while maintaining legislative order.
Let me congratulate you for at least you are now in the light. You are no longer in the darkness. It is an excellent move, and I pray that God will be with you. I also want to pray for you that in your political journey you will succeed in Jesus' name.
Other lawmakers applauded the bold steps taken by the lawmakers and assured the newly defected members of good time in APC.
Mr. Speaker, let me use this day today to thank you for the addition that we are having today. This, I believe, is a testament to your warm reception to all members, both majority and minority. Mr. Speaker, I need to appreciate you for the wonderful job you've done today by making to lead to me my local government. I received Honorable Felix into our great party for us from the same local government. I represent Osrc 1, I represent Osrc 2.
With the new move, the number of APC members in Ondo State House of Assembly has increased to 24, potentially strengthening the party's influence in legislative affairs.
The recent remarks by the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Said Abubakar, regarding what he describes as the commercialization of justice in Nigeria have triggered reactions. Many citizens say his statement mirrors their daily experience in a system they believe favors the rich at the expense of the poor. Our correspondent Ayo Uluwatomiwa Adetunji has the report.
Nigeria's justice system has long been regarded as the last hope of the common man, but in recent times, confidence in that hope has been steadily eroding. From prolonged and delayed court cases to allegations of bribery and preferential treatment for the rich and powerful, the system is increasingly seen as one where justice goes to the highest bidder. Observers say this growing inequality in access to justice not only undermines the rule of law but also threatens social. Observers say this growing inequality in access to justice not only undermines the rule of law but also threatens social stability. It was against this backdrop that the Sultan of Sokoto Alhaji Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar sounded a strong warning. The Sultan lamented the justice system commercialization where the rich can purchase their freedom regardless of guilt, leaving the poor to face harsh consequences.
Today, justice is increasingly becoming purchasable commodity and the poor becoming victims of miscarriage of justice while the rich commit all matters of crime and roam the streets scot-free. That by this thing, you are resolving out and toll on the scale of justice is certainly highly commendable. In other words, you are resolving to uphold the highest principles of the rule of law, precisely to ensure that everyone, including those in power, are subject to and accountable under the law, and that the law is applied fairly and equally so that no one operates above the law. If we are able to do this, we have addressed the core of the crisis of governance in this country.
His comments reflect the frustration of many Nigerians who say the situation is not only discouraging but dangerous as it erodes trust in institutions meant to protect citizens.
Many people that are committing crime today is because justice has not taken its course. That is the reason why crime in Nigeria is increasing today. Most of them have godfather. that when they commit this crime, they will go back to them and they will forgive them. Why poor masses? There is an instance also in Osrc State that a young man stole a chicken. He was accused of stealing a chicken and he was sentenced to life imprisonment because he has nobody. It was Governor Adeleke that came to the aid of that young man. I think he has been in prison for up to 10 years with nobody to help him. Now look at him. If he is from a rich family, he has somebody that is rich. I know he's not going to spend 24 hours in detention. And I think the Sultan is saying the maid. God just put that in his heart to help the poor masses, to speak for the poor masses who did not even have anybody. They don't have voice.
For others, the fear is that without urgent reforms, fairness will remain an illusion and the judiciary, pillar of democracy, will lose its credibility. The Sultan's warning has reignited calls for sweeping reforms in the sector. Analysts insist that restoring integrity and transparency in the justice system is the only way to ensure equal treatment for both rich and poor.
His palace is open to both the rich and the poor. He actually understands what he is talking about. All right. He must have seen some of this injustice being committed at very close quarters. And as a result of that, he has spoken based on his experience over the years. The generation of people that speak for the poor and vulnerable are diminishing by the day.
With his recent remarks, the Sultan has given a voice to a concern shared by millions that justice in Nigeria must not be for sale. Ayolu Atomiwa Adetunji, Osrc News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has officially commenced the physical phase of the continuous voter registration exercise nationwide. According to the Commission, eligible Nigerians can now complete their registration at designated local offices. Our correspondent Adewumi Taiwo visited INEC office in Akure to monitor the exercise. Now report.
The Independent National Electoral Commission office in Akure, the Ondo State capital, is a beehive of activities as the physical continuous voter registration exercise kicks off. The exercise provides an opportunity for eligible Nigerians who have not registered their permanent voter cards, as well as those who need information updating or replace lost cards. Some residents who turned out for the exercise expressed satisfaction with the process, describing it smooth and age-free.
Get here and we're given numbers accordingly. So we're being called inside, then after that we're given a form for the newcomers, not the old one. So for the newcomer, we fill the form, then after that we go to the next stage, which is the online, the biometric. So then after that, the actual body unit, our date of birth, local government, and it's okay, and the processing is very easy. It's so easy that there's no any form of fight or any form of disagreement between the staff. They are welcoming, they are nice. Everything is okay.
I'm here to do addition of name to my voter's card and transfer from a former unit from Yori to Oreton Kingdom. So I believe the process, the pre-registration line, it was quite very fast and it was very audible and very okay. Still in the state headquarters here in Alagbaka also too. As you can see, it's still faster than you can think, and everything went smoothly successful.
According to one of the registrants, the experience was seamless with no major challenges recorded.
I know I've been going some office to correct or rectify something, but they are very fast here. When I get there, they are very fast. What I was expecting, maybe I'm going to spend the whole day, but on a note, within 5-10 minutes, I'm done with what I'm here to do. I want to appreciate the guys. They should go on. I give them kudo.
INEC officials in Akure reiterated their commitment to a credible exercise and urged eligible voters to take advantage of the registration window to ensure they can participate in future elections. The continuous voter registration is a crucial step in strengthening Nigeria's democratic process. With this opportunity now open, the message from INEC is clear. Register today, vote tomorrow. Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
Mixed reactions have followed federal government's decision to block some social media accounts for posting content it feels are offensive and violating Nigeria's code of practice. While not entirely opposed to the move, some analysts believe that oversight should have been handled by independent organizations to ensure fairness and impartiality. Omoniola Ngbeji reports.
Recently, the National Information Technology Development Agency shut down 13,597,057 social media accounts across platforms such as TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter, citing violations of Nigeria's Code of Practice for online platforms. The enforcement followed the submission of the 2024 compliance report by major service providers including Google, Microsoft, and TikTok. Nigeria's Code of Practice for online platforms, issued by NITDA, provides a regulatory framework that guides online platforms in operating responsibly and in accordance with Nigerian laws. But the question remains, are harmful and misleading content truly widespread on Nigerian social media?
Have I encountered any form of distasteful post on social media before? Yes, I have. And do I feel this might have impact on expression of people's freedom of expression? Yes, I believe so.
We have discovered in recent time some offensive posts were being made, and these have been the social media handle have been, and if you just notice recently, you discover that so many, virtually everybody on the online now is a journalist.
Journalist and public affairs analyst Nuruddin Olayinka supports the regulation of content, but expressed concern over government policies, which he described as often one-sided.
Not if you will forget about when the law that were promulgated by the military government of Buhari against press freedom in 1984-85. So we have under Babangida administration. So we have in quite a number of administration in pre and post-independence Nigeria. So most times when they say, oh, we are doing it for national interest, we know that it is actually to protect those people who are in government. So I do not believe that should there be a reason to have an oversight on what people are posting on social media, that should be handled by government. I don't think so, because most times they hide under wanting to protect national security or national interest to pursue individual interest.
Another analyst, Olatubosun, praised the action, but recommended that individuals who feel wrongfully affected should have avenues to seek redress.
Whatever that I think is right to freedom of speech is affected, if you seek solely in the law court, because that's a very good opportunity. The government has not closed the opportunity of litigation. If they think they are offended, such person's right is infringed upon, then they can seek redress in the law.
When asked whether these account shutdowns could impact freedom of expression in Nigeria, both analysts agreed that if the process is transparent and unbiased, Nigerians will continue to enjoy their right to free expression. NITDA has said it remains committed to work with industry, stakeholders, civil society, and regulators to enhance user safety, promote digital literacy, and ensure transparency across Nigeria's digital ecosystem. Omoniola Ngbeji, Osrc News.
And that's it on Sunshine Report. Good afternoon.
Go.